guys, welcome back. This is our second episode in our financial series, and today we're talking about how we paid for the van. So we get this question a lot as well. How did you afford this? How can you afford to leave your jobs and do this? So we thought that we would tackle this in episode number 2.
Yes. So before we get started, I do want to say that I know that this is a bit of a taboo subject to talk about money and where you come from and all the opportunities that you've been given. We definitely recognize that we're coming from a place of privilege. However, we've also worked really hard. So we hope that you guys can appreciate that and just see where we're coming from and hear our story.
We're putting ourselves out there and, being a little bit vulnerable in this respect because we recognize that everybody comes from different places and everybody has different opportunities. But we get asked this question a lot. And we want to be as authentic as possible. We're not trying to hide anything. So we figured that we would put it out there. And yeah.
I don't want talking about money to be taboo. I want it to be open. I feel like we can all learn a lot by talking about money and talking about saving and investing. And
yeah.
So if you guys have any questions about how we've saved for the last couple of years or how we invest our money, and like this van is an investment for us, just let us know. We'd be happy to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to start by giving a little bit of background about ourselves so you kind of know where we're coming from in kind of the financial aspect of things. So I'm going to tell you about Jess because I know she wouldn't do herself justice in this category. So Jess worked multiple jobs all through high school in order to pay to go to college. That was what the option was for her. And so she decided to go after that. So you worked all the time in high school. You worked all the time in college. I barely ever saw you in college. And you graduated school in 3 years, like a boss. Super smart. And then spent the following 3 years after college working between like 70 and 80 hours a week, nannying full-time and extra time on that in order to pay off her student debt. So 3 years out of school, Jess had no debt, and then started, making money to save. That's when you transitioned into photography and working for yourself and building up your own business and your own clients and, having some savings in the bank account.
Yeah, that was a nice time.
Good time. Good time.
Okay, a little bit about Sarah. She has this amazing family and they planned for her to go to college. So she had a college fund and she had scholarships going into college and she had the Army GI Bill. Her dad was in the Army. So with those 3 things, she was able to come out of college debt-free.
Yes. Super blessed.
Yeah.
So within a couple of years of coming out of school, we had no debt, which is really amazing. And I understand that not everybody can be that fortunate. I had a full-time 9-to-5 job and was working my way through a career as a travel consultant and was making a good amount of money doing that. Jess was starting her own business as a photographer and was slowly, building up your clientele and started, making a good amount of money for yourself doing that.
Yeah.
But what we had planned was in March of 2019, we were taking a year off. So I quit my job, Jess left her clients, and we left to go hike the Pacific Crest Trail. We were planning to hike for 6 months and then travel internationally for 6 months, coming back to figure out what we wanted to do next with our lives in April of 2020. So we started planning and saving money for that a couple of years in advance. Really like a year in advance was when we kind of kicked it into high gear and, saved as much as we could. So when our plans for the trail didn't go as anticipated and we only hiked for 3 months, we decided not to travel internationally, but instead use the money that we had saved for, this year off and invest it into this van.
Yes.
So just a little quick synopsis. Again, we intentionally saved money for over a year with the hopes of taking a year off and you know, having money to do that and then having some money to come back to. We ended up spending pretty much all of that on this van as an investment for kind of this next chapter in our lives.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just laughing. I'm like, we did spend all of it, so
don't recommend that.
Don't do that. Don't also try and get married the same year.
Yeah. All right. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you have any, you know, questions, if you want to chat more about this, feel free to leave it in the comments below. We do want to facilitate a really great community here on YouTube. Yeah. So, you know, as always, just keep your comments respectful, just like you were sitting here talking to us in person. Yeah. That's what we're aiming for.
Absolutely. And if you haven't checked out our other video, the cost of our van, jump over there and check that out.
Yes, definitely. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye, everyone.